Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. The card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Yeah, welcome to the show. This is Smoke the Competition, and I'm your host, Eric Sojash. Thank you for checking us out today. Please subscribe to the channel, it's greatly appreciated. You could also follow us on X at Sojash Sports. In today's episode, I'm jumping into my 2024 top wide receiver prospects. I'm breaking down the top 10 list for you, let you know exactly where I have these wide receivers ranked, why I have them ranked there. We're going to go through some tape. I'm going to let you know exactly what I saw on tape this offseason. This is an unbelievable class. Everybody's comparing it to one of the best classes of all time. I definitely agree with a lot of the consensus there. These are some amazing wide receivers that we're going to go through. So yeah, without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Once again, I'm Eric Sojash. This is Smoke the Competition. Let's go. Number 1, Marvin Harrison Jr.
On the outside.
Plenty of time for Stroud. Directing receivers, flips it to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Marvin Harrison. Shift mid-season. Stroud harassed. He escapes again, and it's in. No, go to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Harrison again!
Once again on his.
C.J. Stroud winds up. Delivers! Oh, Harrison! What a grab!
He's with eyes in the backfield. There's 3 guys covering Marvin Harrison, and he gets it up and over, layers it, and Harrison stretches out to make the catch. That's
Marvin Harrison Jr., my number 1 wide receiver in the draft. I have no doubts about this one, ladies and gentlemen. This is a second-generation talent. Marvin Sr. was a phenomenal wide receiver, Hall of Fame talent. I think Marvin Jr. is going to be on the same path. He's a bigger, faster, stronger version of his pops. Kid has phenomenal body control. He can beat double coverages. He can separate at the top of his route. He has great speed for his size. A little bit of everything. Super consistent. Marvin Harrison Jr., undeniable. My number 1 receiver in this draft. Past season, yeah, he had a little dip in production because he went from C.J. Stroud to a lesser quarterback. But he still put up 67 receptions, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns. Come on, this is a no-brainer. Marvin's my number 1 wide receiver. Can't wait to see him at the next level. He's going to be phenomenal. Number 2, Malik Nabers.
It's start this drive. Bama brings some pressure. They pick it up. And Daniels working the sidelines to Nabers, who comes down with it. What a catch.
Daniels to throw for the first time, and he's looking for Nabers. He's got it. Well, how about that start? Big play inside the 30-yard line at UAB. Down at the 27. That's a gain of 47.
That's what I'm talking about. Let it rip. Have confidence. You have a bunch of 4- and 5-star receivers running around out there. Give them a chance. Let them go.
My number 2 wide receiver in this draft is undeniably Malik Nabers. Man, this kid is special. He just got inched out by Marvin Harrison as the top wide receiver in this class. He's actually a little bit more explosive than Harrison. The way he can catch the rock, turn the corner, and explode upfield is unlike nobody in this draft. Plus, he's got that dog in him. I love his mentality. You saw it at the combine. You saw it in his interviews. He wants to be recognized as the top wide receiver in this draft. And I believe by the time he hits the NFL, people are going to see him as such. This is just another unbelievable talent in that cog of LSU wide receivers they keep churning out. We saw Justin Jefferson. We saw Jamar Chase. Now it's time for Malik Nabers. He's coming off a phenomenal season. 89 receptions, 1,500 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Just, kid is crazy, man. Can't wait to see him at the next level. Whoever gets him, they're going to have a superstar in the making. Number 3, Rome Odunze.
Over the middle. Odunze with blockers. Showing great patience.
Pressure. Stepping up. Penix uncorks one to Odunze. Another big play down the field to his one.
Penix. Long throw wide open is Odunze. How do you ignore?
By Watson on that drive.
Michael Penix has all day to throw again. Odunze. What?
but he's looking the other way.
My number 3 wide receiver in this draft is Odunze out of Washington. I like to refer to him as Romeo. Man, this kid is phenomenal. Back-to-back killer seasons at Washington. Him and Michael Penix Jr. almost got their team to a national championship. He had a crazy year here with 92 receptions, led the nation with 1,640 yards to go with 13 touchdowns. There's a little bit of everything that Rome can do, but what I really see standing out in this game is his ability to stretch the field and his ability in back shoulder fades, jump ball situations. It's really 70-30, 80-20. It's no 50-50 with Rome on the field. He's a big dude, pretty fast for his size, really good at coming out of his breaks. It's a phenomenal prospect. I see him as a top 10 pick in this draft. Basically a day one starter for whoever picks him up. I'm a big Rome fan. I will be cheering him on at the next level. Let's go Rome Odunze. Number 4, Brian Thomas Jr.
You can get the audio because that's part of it. They are full voice here. There's a long throw, and the catch is made by Brian Thomas, who escapes. And LSU is going to break the scoring streak of...
Pick up and convert here. Daniels with pressure. Got rid of it. Man wide open in the end zone. Catching it. There's Daniels again surveying. He's going to go to the back of the end zone for Nabers. It was juggled.
Daniels against the 4-man rush. Throws downfield. Looking for Thomas again. He's got it.
At number 4, we got Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU. This kid was a tough one for me to rank. He kind of crept on me late. I didn't have him this high early on in my rankings, but as he went through the process, as I went through the tape more, I just kept bumping him up further and further. He showed at the combine that he has that true speed. I think he ran a 4.33. He measures in at over 6'3". He's got a big body. I think he's around 215 pounds. Brian Thomas Jr. You saw the tape. Crazy season. Broke out this year. 68 receptions, 1,100 yards, 17 touchdowns. Led the nation in touchdowns. Just went bananas. Now that's the reason why he flashed for me, because last year he wasn't quite doing that. So I'm wondering, where did this come from? But he definitely grew into the frame, found his role. He showed that he has that crazy explosiveness, and you don't want to sleep on that at the next level. Brian Thomas Jr., he's my 4th wide receiver in this draft. I think he's going to translate well at the NFL level. Number 5, Keon Coleman.
Jordan Travis throwing in a single coverage, and the catch made. They keep firing those jump balls, and that time Keon Coleman brought it down for the touchdown.
Football playoff and putting Florida State back where their fans think they should be at.
Travis wants to take a shot for Coleman. In stride. House call. Touchdown. Right there.
Travis on 3rd and long. Got time. Flings one. Caught by Coleman. His second catch. Down the sideline as he avoids the tackle. Hurdles the defender. And taken down inside the...
To round out my top 5, we got Keon Coleman out of FSU. Coming off a season with just 50 receptions, 658 yards, and 11 touchdowns. So the production wasn't crazy, and that's not what caught my eye. He's one of the first tapes I watched, and to give you guys full disclosure, I had him ranked a little higher. I had to calm myself down and bump him back. Now, Keon is special in my opinion. He ran a 4.6, so people aren't blown away by his speed, but his play speed on the field is much faster, and he's just waiting to dunk on players, man. This guy catches everything over every DB. He's a fantastic leaper. He's a fantastic body control type receiver. He makes highlight plays week in and week out, and he's just a humble kid. I just got a soft spot for him, I guess. I'm rooting for Keon Coleman at the next level. Can't wait to see what team he ends up with. He's a top 5 wide receiver for me in this draft class. Let's go, Keon Coleman. Well, that rounds out my top 5. Let's see who slots in from 6 through 10 in my 2024 top wide receiver prospects. At number 6, I got Xavier Worthy out of Texas, the absolute speedster. Kid broke the combine record running a 4.21, and it shows on his tape. He's an absolute gunner. There's no one as fast as Xavier Worthy in this draft. Plus, he's tough as nails. He comes in at about 160-something pounds, but boy, can he take a lick and keep on ticking. This kid played tough. That's something that stood out to me on tape big time. I'm a big Xavier Worthy fan. Definitely a first-round talent. Can't wait to see where he lands at the next level. Speaking of Texas, we have his running mate, Adonai Mitchell, or A.D. Mitchell as he likes to go by. I think he's another fantastic prospect. He's number 7 on this list for me in top 10 wide receivers in 2024. Man, this kid stood out in terms of his explosiveness, in terms of his speed for his size. I believe he ran a 4.35, and he's checking in at around 6'2", 210 pounds. Plus, he just shows up in big moments. He makes big plays. Every time I turned on the tape, it was a big moment, and that's when they looked to A.D. Mitchell to make the play, and he'd come through. Now, that goes even back to his days at Georgia. Not a lot of receptions, not a lot of targets, but when he got targeted, it was usually during big moments, and he came through with the big play. I love guys that can show up in the big moments. A.D. Mitchell, number 7 on my list. At number 8, out of Georgia, we got Ladd McConkey. Man, watching his tape, I had a lot of fun. This kid is nice, smooth route runner. Might be the best route runner in the draft. Definitely can break you down with his double moves. Seen him catching guys sleeping and then taking it to the house. He can beat you, man. He has great leverage. He's got great ability to get in and out of his breaks. And like I said, he's just a smooth route runner. Plus, he's got deceptive speed. I believe he ran around a 4.39, 4.40, so he can burn you. Ladd McConkey out of Georgia, that's my number 8 receiver in this draft. I think he's going to translate well. A lot of slot opportunities at the NFL level. We know what they do with the slot receivers. We got a history of greats with Edelman. We got a history of greats with Welker. And you can probably add Ladd McConkey to that list. Number 9 wide receiver in my list is Xavier Legette out of South Carolina. Man, this kid is a beast. This is an Adonis. This is one of those Greek mythologies they talk about. He's got muscles on muscles on muscles. He's fast, strong, explosive. He was pretty much the number 1 threat at South Carolina, their only threat. He carried their roster this year. Fantastic receiver. He should be a first-round talent. I'm not sure if he'll get drafted in the first round or in the second round, but he's got the talent to be a first-round talent. A Debo-esque type player. Just get the ball in his hands and let him work. Xavier Legette out of South Carolina, my number 9 wide receiver. Last but not least, rounding out my top 10 receivers of 2024 is none other than Troy Franklin out of Oregon. Man, this kid was special. Loved watching his tape. I actually had him ranked a little higher, but his pro day wasn't the best. I had to bump him down. And then going through the tape a little bit more, there wasn't a whole lot of elite route running. But if we're going to stick to the positives, he's a blazer. He's a touchdown catcher. He's pretty good at fighting for 50-50 balls. He can stretch the field. When the ball's in the air, he finds another gear and he can track the ball really, really well. I loved what he could do with Oregon in that sense. Him and Bo Nix had great chemistry. So Troy, he's a fantastic player. I think he will be a second-round pick, but he could sneak his way back into the first round. The talent is there. The ability is there. Troy Franklin, my number 10 wide receiver of the 2024 NFL Draft. Well, that concludes today's episode. Thank you dearly for checking us out. We greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel. Once again, give us a follow on Twitter at Sojash Sports. My name's Eric Sojash. Peace, love, and let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep.